and welcome to a very quick video about the 2019 Bahrain Grand Prix qualifying session, or sessions that were held, of course, a couple of hours ago. The biggest talking point of all really is that Charles Leclerc got his first ever pole position in a Ferrari. Very early on, I have to say, in his Ferrari career, earlier than I guess quite a few people expected. He set a 1:27.8, Vettel was second with a 1:28.1, and Hamilton third, also with a 1:28.1 lap time, but 3 thousandths or so slower than Sebastian. And Bottas was fourth, Verstappen fifth, only 5 hundredths or so in front of the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. Incredible stuff there. Joining me in this brief video is James Ed14, Mads, and Felix. They can all say hello to confirm that they are here.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
There we go. Right. Let's go on to Mr. Head first of all, because you actually said that this will be Leclerc's only pole position. So here's your chance to explain what you mean by that.
I'm not taking away from Leclerc at all. That he got pole position, well deserved. He was quick throughout the practice sessions, throughout qualifying, and eventually got pole position, of course. My point of view is he is quick in qualifying. Can he transfer that to the race tomorrow? I don't think he will, because I hold the opinion that Hamilton will win tomorrow. You might be thinking I'm absolutely crazy, but I really think Hamilton will win tomorrow.
It's not the question.
But back to the original question, Leclerc has got some experience in F1, obviously. He spent a season last season in Sauber, now he's in Ferrari. I still think, though, he is really inexperienced, and I still offer the opinion that he is wingman to Vettel for the forthcoming season, even though there's been rumours going about that both of them will fight equally out on track.
Yeah.
Which I don't get.
It is.
But he already got team orders in Australia, so.
Exactly. That's why I don't think he'll win tomorrow, and that's why I think Mercedes, from a tactics point of view, will win tomorrow in Bahrain. And you've got the rest there.
Oh gosh, that'd be a disaster. But yeah, I can understand. Yeah, how that you could say this would be Leclerc's only pole. But I think, it's very early to say at the moment. I mean, some people were saying like Bottas was on for a world championship after Australia alone, and now we go to Bahrain and the order's completely different really. But yeah, Mercedes are still in there, but you got to say Ferrari are definitely favourites with that 2/10 advantage. Although it is only 2/10, I think. Of course, looking at practice and the first couple of qualifying sessions before Q3, the gap was even larger, like half a second onwards. So yeah, it's good to see in terms of neutral fans that it is that small. But another big shock, I have to say, is Magnussen. And Mads, this is Kevin Magnussen. This is your guy from Denmark. Only 5 thousandths slower than Verstappen in a Red Bull. Goodness me, what did you make of that performance? That's incredible stuff.
I was very surprised. I thought, like many people maybe thinking coming into this race, that Renault was the fourth fastest team, but they were nowhere today. So yeah, I was surprised and happy for Haas, happy for Magnussen. A little bit sad he didn't get the Red Bull, but you can't really be sad about that because it is a Red Bull. So yeah, I'm surprised, and Magnussen himself told on Danish TV that it was a near perfect lap, so there was not much more time in that lap, so he got the maximum out of the car today.
Yeah, great stuff there. Grosjean though, with a 1:29.0, just comparing that to Magnussen who did a 28.07, so not that much difference between the two, but of course Grosjean picking up that penalty for blocking Lando Norris. And well, Felix, what did you make of that very bizarre instant there between the two guys? We've seen that, I think, before from Grosjean. I think it was back in Britain, I think, when Hamilton, I don't know if he actually impeded his lap, but it was close to impeding it. We've seen a couple of times before from the Haas drivers, so yeah, what did you make of that very yeah, strange incident?
Well, yeah, Lando Norris was definitely on a very quick lap in his McLaren, so and I don't know what Grosjean was doing, because he was turning onto the main straight, and obviously when you start your flying lap, you have to get a good speed out of the last corner. So I don't know why he did it, because he was going so slow. So yeah, he definitely blocked Norris on his last lap, and I think the penalties deserved. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Grosjean and his race engineer actually should take half the blame for that, really, for not telling him if that were the case. But yeah, quite silly. But in the end, Norris finished P9 and qualified, well, actually just behind Grosjean, but of course he'll be in front due to Grosjean's 3-place grid penalty. But going back to Mr. Head now, and you did say actually in the last video of the Australian Grand Prix race review that you think Gasly's been overhyped, and today further proves and cements that that point there. Gasly only 13th in a Red Bull. That is unacceptable, really, despite him being what, 2 races old in his new team Red Bull.
He is not suiting to that Red Bull role at all, and I think I still hold by the opinion that he is still overhyped, and I think that qualifying performance once again proves that maybe the step up to Red Bull was a season too early.
Yeah.
I honestly think he will. I think I mentioned he'll get sacked by Spain. I still think that. But not only that, I think he might even drop down to something like F2, just so he can assure up his control on the racetrack, and assure up also that he's got the right mentality moving forward. Because at the minute, Red Bull are probably sitting there in Bahrain thinking, well, what the hell is he doing? What the hell is he doing? 13th in the Red Bull. We had both of them in the top 6 last year. Gasly overhyped. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and although some may argue like Verstappen being so close to being out-qualified by, you know, the Haas guys, still 13th, you know, he should get the job done in Q2.
I think they've held Verstappen back for tomorrow's race. I think he'll get a top 3.
Oh, that would
but
be...
he said
at least
himself.
top 5.
He said to Dutch television that he was just not. He didn't like the balance of the setup of the car, and he couldn't get it right. So I think it's just the car which just doesn't react to it, just doesn't drive well.
Yeah, Red Bull might be having like a similar issue to what Ferrari had in Australia, where they got it completely wrong. So who knows, they could bounce back in China and be a lot more competitive there. But, well, just looking down the order, Williams, it's no surprises really here that they're so far off. Although, okay, 131.7 from Russell, and the guy ahead of him, Stroll, did a 130.2. What is going on at Williams? This is embarrassing stuff. Still, I mean, if you thought maybe in Australia, okay, you know, it's a strange track, maybe something went wrong there, but I mean, all through pre-season testing and everything, it's clear to see that Williams are basically now like the new Caterham or Marussia or HRT. They are just so off the pace. I mean, is there any way back for this team to try and get themselves up the order?
Who's that?
Maz, do you wanna I should have said something else about that, right? Sorry.
Well, it looks like that there is a fundamental problem with the car that can't be solved. At least not until after the summer break, which is still many races into the season. So maybe it's already time to focus on next season because they are so far behind. They're probably gonna finish 10th in the championship, unless they can get some, I don't know, some insane out of the car. Maybe a lucky result.
They've got Patrick Head coming in, obviously, and he was last seen in F1. I think it was in correct me if I'm wrong, 2013. I do believe he was last in F1.
Well, he was with Williams in their glory days. Maybe that's a good thing.
He was. Yeah, apparently he's been signed in some sort of advisor role, which I don't know what an advisor role really is at Williams. If it's an advisor role to the technical team, then he's probably thinking, fuck me, get the horses in gear and actually really try and get up there. I think his appointment is quite a shrewd appointment in whatever role he's going to be in. I really hope they sign him on as technical director, because I think with him at the helm, I think that team could improve into a mid-pack team come half, three-quarters through the way through the season. But that is only if they change Robert Kubica out that Williams seat.
Yeah. Although saying that, Russell, like I said, the 131.759. Kubica today did a 131.799, so he was only just a few thousandths off his teammate, so he is improving there, which is good to see. But Hulkenberg, big surprise there, getting knocked out into Q1 when he was, topping or, getting top 5 positions in free practice, but I guess that just goes to show how irrelevant sometimes practice can be. But yeah, apart from that, Ricciardo top 10, Norris, Raikkonen 8th there, good job from him. McLaren's really strong here, which is great to see. And well, I guess one final thing to ask you guys is what's your top 3 for the race tomorrow? Starting with Mr. Head.
Hamilton for the win. Vettel second, Verstappen third.
Ooh,
And Leclerc will be fourth.
interesting.
I don't think Leclerc will get the launch tomorrow. I think he'll get wheel spin off the start.
I'm thinking that too, but
Wheel spin and missed gear, I think.
I'm gonna say Vettel, Leclerc, and Bottas as a interesting top 3. Yeah, like you said, I think at the start, I think Vettel will get into turn 1 first, and then that'll be the end of that, really, I think. But Mads, what's your top 3 prediction?
Well, I would say I think I'll go with Leclerc for the top spot, and then Vettel second and Verstappen third. I think that Red Bull has really good race pace, like we saw in Australia. So just to be a little bit different, that's my top 3. I think it's possible, but it all depends on the start. Like you said, if Vettel gets Leclerc into turn 1, then that's pretty much race over.
Yeah, certainly. Although, a lot of things can happen. Safety cars, a lot of other factors can be involved in the race. But Felix, what do you think? Who's going to get the win and the other podium places?
I think Leclerc will lead until the pit stops, and then they will give Vettel the better strategy.
Oh.
And then Vettel will come out at the end of the race in first, and then Leclerc second, and Hamilton third.
Fascinating stuff. And well, of course, Vettel is still under investigation as we are recording this, because apparently he was going too slowly on his in-lap or something during his Q1 run, or one of his Q1 runs, which is a bit silly really, because he's not holding anyone up. And what damage is he doing to anyone if he's just going too slowly? I don't know, it's just kind of ridiculous, but we'll see what happens there. That could be interesting if he gets the penalty. Hopefully he doesn't, because that would be unfair really, but I think that's everything covered.
Just reading on about that Vettel thing actually. Apparently, for reference, similar incidents last year resulted in no further action. That was Bottas and Ocon at Circuit of the Americas that got the same thing. It was driving in unnecessarily on an in-lap, to confirm. Just seen it on Twitter via Luke Smith, who is the journalist for Crash Net and the New York Times contributor.
Fantastic stuff. So, yeah, just actually reading on Gasly and what he's got to say. Verstappen is more comfortable with unpredictable Red Bull, which is an excuse that a racing driver would give. So
that just basically covers up their poor performance, I think.
Yeah.
It's trying to backtrack and cover up the poor performance. Gasly should just own up and say, look, I did badly, we're going to do this, this and this in the race, and let's try and make a result out of it. Because I think he's been quite negative by saying that, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And, well, if it continues like this, he'll unfortunately be sacked by Spain. And I think the race before Spain is Baku, and I think he might cause some kind of incident there that might trigger something, perhaps, like Kvyat.
Kvyat back to Red Bull.
That would be a story.
Maybe.
That would be huge stuff.
Maybe Albon.
Maybe Ocon, or now this is something quite interesting and goes against a lot of things that have been going on recently. But Alonso, if he were offered,
coming soon.
Alonso.
If Alonso was offered to go to Red Bull to replace Gasly,
I think if Alexander Albon does good in Toro Rosso, then maybe he will have a chance.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we got to look out for Kvyat and Albon, because they've got a real shot at that Red Bull seat. But yeah, I think that's everything covered. So
yeah, Vettel decision to come in the next 15 minutes apparently. We're not going to stay that live.
Oh no, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to end it here. Yeah, if you aren't subscribed already, by the way, then please do. And because we'll be doing the race review tomorrow, hopefully, unless we forget. But hopefully, yeah, I'll remember to do that. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Please leave a comment on your prediction for the race, and I can tell if you're cheating or not, because I can see how old the comments are, so don't think you're going to get away by doing it after the race. But yeah, thanks for watching. Exactly. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and until next time for the race review for the Bahrain Grand Prix of 2019. Goodbye. Damon Hill.